Like, oh my God, that was 2015, right? I just knew my life was going to change. This conference and these bonuses are so much sweeter to me, um, because the true meaning of this business is to help other people succeed. And you get an incentive for going diamond. Actually, so they're giving you an incentive to work your way to diamond. And then once you go diamond, you're getting an incentive to help people work their way to diamond, which essentially makes you keep going. And if you keep going, there will be no issue with retention because you're constantly helping people. But well, we'll start there, and then I kind of get into, let me make a note, what was on my heart. But let's talk all things. I know we talked a lot about conference and afterwards, but yeah, who got some? Nobody. Yeah.
I feel like I'm always talking, but I'll
It's
go.
okay. Talk to me because clearly I'm always talking. Okay. So come talk with me always with me.
Well, I will say again, and as I said it before, this was my second conference. My first conference was in 2018. I was on a different team. I was in a different place in my business. And it was great. Like it was great being around people. It was great, like hugging and all of that. But I can say I felt so much more plugged in, and so much more connected, um, to this conference, just even just to the information, um, just being together as a squad, like I purchased my own ticket. So I totally could have sat here and put it on my TV and watched it on my TV by myself. But it was like to be in the space, in the Zoom space, and like in the comments and chatting and connecting with people. That was great. And it was that after, right? Like it's always like like you get that information and it's the digestion afterwards. And I said it on my, like on my live after, like that night before, what, Saturday night before I went to bed, because typically my day off is Saturday, so I switched my day off to Sunday. And I'm like, I remember that conference in 2018 and I felt like I didn't sleep. Like I didn't do the necessary work prior to going to conference and expected conference to change. And then I had to work like a dog to try to just be able to benefit from what was put on the table. And I felt like I couldn't sleep. We didn't sleep at all. We were supposed to go out to dinner. We went and ate pizza. Like it was just like we didn't, because we just work. And it felt really good Saturday night to say, you know what? I am taking tomorrow off. It's okay because I know what I've done leading up to it and I know where I'll pick up on Monday. And yes, there are bonuses on the table. Yes, there is a short amount of time that I have, but my mindset was so different. And I think it's just all of this work, right? Like that we were doing prior to going into conference that allowed me to be able to say, like, no, you are still going to take your day off the day after, like you normally would, and rest and digest and don't work yourself crazy. So it was amazing. It was amazing for me.
I actually want to piggyback off of what you said, Stephanie. That's kind of how I felt. I don't feel like I have to stay up all the time, and like boundaries is something that I am working on, especially with rest, because I'll go 24 hours between working my 9 to 5 and then get off and then try to get on Zoom and do stuff with it works and all this other stuff. But I'm realizing, and this is even something I had in my quiet time, that the time that I have to work, that's the time that I have to work. And then the time that I have to rest is what I have to rest. And I feel like 2020 has prepared me for that mindset for such a time as this. Like, Erica, rest when you need to rest, work when you need to work, and then give yourself grace. And like coming out of this conference, I don't feel like, okay, shoot, how am I going to do this with only 3, 4 hours of sleep? It's just like, no, I am actually going to, like Mike had talked about, in like not just the knowledge, but implementing and setting boundaries and implementing that rest is actually something that I'm going to be doing as I walk into this season of greatness. So yeah, that is something I really taking it from somebody like myself who is not afraid to stay up and work. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like really take that time off and rest and know that God's grace is enough and he's going to bless the work that you do. But the key word is you have to do something. You got to do something for him to bless. So yeah, that was good.
I was gonna say, to piggyback off Stephanie and Erica, I almost didn't take my day off on Sunday because I'm like, oh my God, it's so much on the table, stuff happening. But I was like, nope, I'm gonna take my day off. I did push myself further Saturday night to get some things done that I hadn't been able to do just doing conference or whatever the case was. So I did stretch myself Saturday night so that I can get what I needed to get done, but I still took my day off because I was like, no, I've been doing good with taking my day off. I'm not fit to like have a setback because everything will still be on the table when I come back on Monday. And then the other thing was that devil that Keisha was talking about when she talked on Saturday, he didn't show up Saturday night or even Sunday on my day off. He showed up today, but because Keisha had said what she said after conference, I was prepared. I took my day off and was being obedient there. I prayed up, I did some worship. And then because he showed up today, I was ready and prepared. And my boyfriend, he looked at me and he was like, well, what you gonna do? It is what it is. I don't know, whatever, but I'm not gonna stress about it. That's what I'm not gonna do. And I'll figure it out. I took care of what I was able to take care of. The rest will figure itself out. I ain't even worried about it. So
hey y'all. Okay, so this conference was amazing for me. This is my third conference, but the fact that it was so many things. I could see the growth in myself. So one thing, first two conferences, I was working a full-time job where I was working 60, 70 hours a week on top of the business. So being able to go to conference, I know those previous conferences, I didn't have that many seeds planted going into conference. I wasn't in the mentality space. I wasn't like grown mentally, but in 2020 and going into this conference, it's like, it was a calm because one, I'm like, I have so many seeds planted. I'm gonna keep planting seeds. God's gonna, the harvest is gonna come, like, he's gonna bless it and I'm gonna be great. And I was excited because, yes, I was excited about all the bonuses and everything, and I really am, but I mentally was appreciative because I saw growth in myself, because I was like, all right, let's do personal development. Because I know, like, if I don't continue to personally develop, then like I'm going to hold myself back. And so not being too anxious, because in the past I used to be anxious, like, oh, I had it like, if you think about a field, I had an empty field because I ain't had no seeds. So I was like, I got to throw them out there. Well, this time is like, no, let me go grow. Let me go pour into myself. So I'm leading into the day and the week right. Like, I'm getting the rest. I'm going to sleep on time and stuff like that. So I'm excited. Like, I really am. I'm truly excited. And I'm excited to see like our team grow.
All right, so let's see what I have for you guys today before I let Brittany close everything out. I want to talk about running for real, like what it means to run for real, because I'm going on a run. And I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, and she was looking at me like deer in the headlights. She thought the run to Double Diamond was a run, and it wasn't. Double Diamond 2.0, it was cute, but it wasn't no run. Oh. But we're gonna do it healthily. Like I talked with like Stephanie was just talking about. I did just make that up. That ain't a word. But we're gonna do it in a healthy manner. But we're going to run, or I'm gonna run. I don't know what you're gonna do. You can talk for yourself. I'm gonna run. And I believe that God is gonna provide the people who want to run. And I'm talking 0 to 100 real quick. But in order to get to 0 to 100 real quick, you have to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, You don't skip numbers. Like you still have to go through them. If you double promote to emerald, if you double promote to diamond, if you double promote to triple, whatever, you still have to hit the other ranks. Like you don't skip over them. You actually hit them first before you go to the next rank. And so, yes, running, and running for real. So I'm gonna give some tips, I guess that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna give some tips, I'm gonna answer some questions, and then we're about to implement. Y'all, my goal, and I'm gonna talk more about this on the team call. Actually, I'm gonna talk more about it all the time because I'm gonna keep talking about it and keep talking about it until somebody believes it with me and is gonna come with me, because it's gonna rise up inside of somebody and somebody's gonna actually start acting like they believe it. Because that was the whole thing. You have to actually walk it out. You don't just believe it, you have to walk it out, which is our whole thing for 2021 as a squad, is to walk it out, like to walk it out. We are going to walk by faith and not by sight. So you may not see it, you may not understand it, you may partially believe it and have to link on to somebody else's belief, but it's going to happen. So the goal is to go double ambassador by April 28th, okay? April 28th, double ambassador. And my goal is to do it with 900K GB. We ain't nowhere near that, okay? But that don't even matter. The goal is to do it with 900K GB. And in May, I want to see 1 million in team sales, like in 1 month. That's the goal. I've never even had a goal like that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Woo, I never even had a goal like that. But that's the goal. And so what does that mean? That means my 1.0. How about this? Drop, if you don't, okay, I'm gonna do three numbers, okay? I'll start with this one. Drop a 1 in the comments if you don't know if you're on my 1.0 or 2.0. Drop a 2 in the comments if you're on my 1.0. If you see your upline, that means you're on my 1.0 too. And drop a 3 in the comments if you're on my 2.0. All right. So hopefully y'all paying attention to the comments, because if you're upline, put a 2, you're on my 1.0. Pretty much almost everybody is on my 1.0, besides the people who really know they're on my 2.0. The people who are on my 2.0 know they're on my 2.0. Most of them, unless they super new. All right, so that is 1.0 being a flourishing ambassador diamond team. And I mean like flourishing. So this is like, I mean, in order to go double ambassador, you have to have 500 in group volume at least, and 250 on each. At least your 1.0 and 2.0, right? But my goal is to do it with 900, because a 250 ambassador diamond means that what? Maybe some presidentials, make presidentials plural. In order to be a presidential diamond, you have to have 100,000 in volume by yourself, right? So let's just say there's 3 or 4 presidentials come April. That's an easy 400,000 in volume for my 1.0. And honestly, I'm not even that concerned about that. My prayer is the 2.0 and going from double diamond 2.0, not even reloaded, to ambassador diamond. So that's the goal. So what did I do when I said, okay, we're going to do this. I trust you, God. Ambassador 2.0, double ambassador, we doing it, right? I worked backwards, okay? And that's crazy, because that sounds like what somebody said at conference, talking about God knew the end. He started with the end in mind. He knows where you're going, right? So what I would do is I would say, so I want you to leave space. So I want you to write January and put a line, and I want you to leave space, and I want you to write February, underline it, and then leave space, and I want you to write March, and then I want you to write April, and leave space in between each one. Okay. So, do you know who your 3 legs are? And this can change. Some of y'all haven't even enrolled them. Okay. Let me free you up real quick. Some of you haven't even enrolled them. So if you know who your 3 people are, we're going to give benchmarks for each of your 3 legs. But we're going to start with your own benchmarks. So what is your April 2021, April 28th? What is your goal? And if you're on my 2.0, we might need to discuss this. Because some of y'all, or if it's you, are going to hit some things that you didn't even come into this business for. So we'll have that conversation. But what is your April? This is far away. Bonuses are through February, maybe March. They might extend them. I believe the big bucks are gonna come in April, but we shall see. I think that's when they'll drop the tripling up bonuses. April. So for example, for me, April is Ambassador 2.0 double ambassador. So that's my end goal for me. And then I put a volume goal. And that's my goal of the 900,000. So for those who don't know the compensation plan, you have to have 250,000 to go ambassador, to go. You have to have 100,000 in volume to go presidential. You have to have 35,000 to go triple, but to reload triple by volume, you have to have 50,000. So you really want to be closer to 50,000 when you go triple diamond. Makes the reload easier. Or past it, like me. Like when I went triple diamond, I was past it. And that was because I had several people promoting, but we're going to get to that next. And then double diamond, you have to have 15, but to reload it, you have to have 25 by volume. Diamond, have to have 8 to go. That's a joke. It's 10,000 to reload it. So I want you to just look at 10,000. If you wonder why your check's short, it's because your volume's short. You know, 2,000 to go Ruby. I had more than that when I went Ruby, but the chart was different. So my check wasn't low because I had more volume. So, all right, everybody have it? You know what your April goal is? All right, now you're gonna work backwards. I need an example. Who wants to be my example? I need somebody going for a big goal. Who gonna do it? Unmute.
I don't mind. Good morning.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said I don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in April, I want to be triple with 65,000 in volume and boxed in for presidential.
All right, so we're gonna leave the box, but we're gonna just do
Okay.
the triple 65K. So we're gonna work backwards. Okay, I'm just gonna use your example. So cool, thank you. All right, so triple box for prez, which is great because you want to continue to move forward. But we're saying triple diamond is the picture that we're looking at. So if you're looking at triple, now I have to break this down over the next 4 months. Now, your pace may not be my pace, but I'm gonna tell you what I would do. And it's based on where you're starting. And so this is just being realistic in where you are. Are you willing to share that so that we can be realistic in terms of this goal?
You want to know what my volume is, or what? What do you want to know?
It would be, so I had some people do this today, and I know it made them uncomfortable. But it would be your where you ranked at last month, where you are now, in order to be honest about it. It's kind of what in this place, and this is not just for you, Brittany. This is for everybody. God can't bless who you pretend to be. Mm-hmm. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like everybody, like he cannot, like there's, and then I think this is where the imposter syndrome comes in. They talked about this at the last conference, and it's okay. Like life happens, people come, people go, and there comes like, well, I did this, and so I always have to be this. And so release yourself from that right now, everybody, okay? This is business. Sometimes there's red, sometimes there's pot. Thank God in this business, there's not really ever a red. The only red is you and your spending. Like, let's just be clear. Your poor stewardship because you don't realize that you're an entrepreneur. So anyway, so yes. So where are we starting from?
Today's volume is 5261 at Ruby.
All right. So starting at Ruby and going to Triple Diamond. I wish I had mine. I'm buying a new pencil, okay? So I can pull up my screen and show y'all my iPad. All right, thank you. So starting at Ruby and moving to Triple by April. Drop a 2 in the comments if that's scary for you. Like if you like, she tripping. I want y'all to be honest. She's not tripping, but be honest. Okay. Yeah, thank you for your honesty. Be honest. Yes. All right. So this is how I would pace it. If right now, and kind of just knowing a little insight, I would push the envelope and say my April goal is to reload the diamond. Now here's the thing: if that doesn't happen, it's okay. But the first thing that I would do is I would pull out the emerald chart. So I'm going to print an emerald, a diamond, a double, and a triple. I'm printing all 4 charts. I'm printing all 4 charts, y'all. I'm literally going to print all 4 charts, even if I can reload by volume. I'm printing all 4 because I want to maintain and grow my structure. I want to maintain and grow my structure. So for example, my 2.0 is about to reload by volume, but I'm looking at a diamond chart because I'm restructuring to move on to the next thing. And also restructuring will give you a bigger picture of who needs to be removed from your chart. Because if you're looking at these 400 boxes and they cannot grow beyond a 400 box, eventually they're going to probably be taken off. You'll use them for the season, but then they're going to go. They're going to have to go. You're going to have to replace them. So I'm saying diamond. But right now, especially because I know I can reload by volume, like knowing her situation, I'm 100% going to push out these 2 rubies. So probably a reload and a promotion or 2 reloads. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that first. So then it's like, okay, Rachel, diamond to triple, what does that look like? Y'all actually did this. And you have to be okay with months that you may not necessarily be promoting, but you're still growing. Just because you're not promoting does not mean you're not growing. So it would be like, Alexa, stop. Sorry, I have this music playing. Alexa, stop. Y'all hear it? So I'm like, this spot. Anyways, so just because you're not growing does not mean you're not. Just because you're not promoting does not mean you're not growing. So I would look at this as a pace of grace. And I'm not sure, I would love to hear what Brittany had in mind, but I would allow February to be my promotion month, especially because of the bonus. And then I would grow in March and okay, so I'm gonna write that down. So February, I would be going double diamond. I'm promoting double diamond. In March, y'all, I'm looking at this triple diamond chart and I am growing volume. And my goal, and me personally, my goal is to have 3 diamonds on my front line. That's essentially 30,000 in volume right there. So my goal would be to finish March with 2 new diamond promotions as my double diamond grows. Now my double diamond can go if they're ready, if they're going, because that means just based on the person who's the double diamond. But I would even work on my double my diamond that's going double. I would work on them having their emerald sustain as they're growing to diamond. And then that ruby actually going emerald. Because if I'm saying I want 56,000 in volume, I'm going to need more promotions than is really needed in order to hit triple diamond. This takes me back to when I did that triple diamond chart, when I said newbies should pull out triple diamonds. This is what I'm talking about right here. When you look at your chart, a ruby chart, those 3 people cannot be 400 boxes. And you have to cast the vision of, hold on. You have to cast a vision of something that's greater than what people even imagine. So for example, thank you, Brittany, for that. So that breakdown, like it's gonna go 0 to 100, but she's gonna have the vision of the triple diamond all along. And like, let's just say she signs a distributor and she's looking at her diamond chart and she flips up to the double or the triple, and she's like, okay, this person in this position will eventually be a ruby. Is that what they really are, or are they just it helps with seeing the bigger picture. And this is season, reason, and lifetime. Now I always tell people the month I went presidential, there's a girl I had met her at the airport, y'all. She was our waitress when we was eating. Met her at the airport, went to Atlanta, came home, she signed, and literally did nothing. I think she maybe signed one loyal, and I just needed her box to go presidential. And then she quit, which is fine. But thank God for the blessing, because I always say you can create volume, but you can't create people. I mean, you can, people janky, but I ain't doing it. So I want you guys to think about this pace. And you have to decide your pace. It's not based on your team. Can I just you decide the pace, not your team? All right. So if they're not moving quick enough, guess what you got to do? Strategize and use their bodies, or find somebody else. In every promotion, I've had to strategize and use bodies. Y'all, I will make somebody commission qualified if need be. If they have the bodies underneath them that are working, I will make you commission qualified. Sure will. You give them a check. And what that mean? Do you know how much my check gonna be? Like, bro, I could care less about giving them a check. The Bible says giving it'll come back to you. Amen. All right. So let's talk about somebody who wants to go from, let's see. Did you want to volunteer, Cass? It looked like you did.
Come on, I will. I need to prune me. I need to grow anyway. Let's go.
All right. What we got? What we working with?
So I'm executive with 1905 right now. And truly by April, I put triple diamond. Like,
Right.
ready to really. Like,
All
turn
right.
it.
Okay, cool. So in all honesty, this is a recruitment spree. Like that's exactly what this is. If you're going from it, and you can do it. Like that's nothing. You could do it, but you have to recruit. And when you recruit with the I'm going somewhere. Like that, you have to give the intention of like, I'm going somewhere. So when people sign and be like, oh, I just want some extra income, it's like to the left. And I'm not telling them like to the left, to the left. I say that. I mean like left on this category, and then you have your right side category. So the left side category, you may utilize them. Like they are a body that you can fill a box. If you think for 1 second you're not gonna have to fill a box, you lying to yourself. Okay, let's just be clear. You're gonna have to fill some boxes on your own. Point blank, period. And so get out your feelings right now. Like they're not working, so they body there, because you don't have to have a body. Like it's the body. I ain't never heard that song. Just know about it from TikTok. Lord help me. Anyways, so bring it back. So it's a recruitment spree. So have y'all ever did the Eric Worre enrolling the 30 people in like going on a run? Have you ever seen that? Okay, so maybe we might need to go revisit that. Maybe you should make a goal of signing 30 people. I mean, granted, with all these tools out here, you really could, blow up and be TikTok famous and sign 100 distributors like all these other people. But strategically speaking, how many people are you talking to? How many 3-ways are you doing? Like, what's your connection? Not just sending them messages, but are you actually connecting to people? How many people can you get to watch the video? What's your rate? Like, I know my rate, but then also what's the intensity behind your rate? Can people feel that you're actually going somewhere? Or would it just be nice to make extra income? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between, oh, she going like, Yes, she's going, or it would be nice to go. Are you going, or it would be nice to go?
No, I'm going.
Right. So that's the place where you have to be when you're talking to people. So this comes to, anybody ever seen a post where it'd be like, I'm hiring, you're not supposed to say that, by the way, but I'm hiring to a position to make an extra $5,000 by April a month. Y'all ever seen them post? Yes. That's what this is. That is you looking at your chart and saying, by April, you will be making an extra $5,000 a month if you stick with me. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're committed. And then it's like, well, it's hard. And like, you'll be making an extra $5,000 a month. It's going to be hard. We're doing this in 3 months. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm hiring for a position to bring in an extra $500 a month by April. $500 a month by April. So the commitment will be different. And so this will be a commitment. So I'm going to tell you what I would suggest for, I would push, I mean, I know there's a week left, but I would push the Emerald in terms of recruitment. And even if this is, and I mean, anything is possible. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You can sign 10 DTs in a day. Like, that is nothing. It's just about connecting with them and getting them to go. So I would look at Emerald for January, at least be in box, if anything. And I mean, like, and here, y'all, let me tell y'all something. When you are going on a run and you have people in positions and they're not working them, use discernment and use them. I mean, I don't mean like use them, but use them, you know, but hire for the position again. You got to be fast to fire, eat slow to hire. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to fire people, like fire them. You can't, like, this is as graceful as this business is. You have to fire people and they can grace their way on back, but you need to fire them. Go ahead, Keisha. You want something? Keisha?
That was an accident, sorry.
Okay. So y'all got.
I have a question, Rachel.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
As you have the 3 charts out, like you said, you would have like emerald, diamond, double, triple. Do you work your way and chart through to the triple? Meaning, like, do you have like on your triple diamond chart me, Breon, Brittany, like, do you have those 3, or do you just have the emerald and chart on that one and then put some people in positions? Like, I guess what I'm asking is, are you giving people a title on your triple diamond chart even though you haven't necessarily worked your way there yet?
Yes, absolutely. I'm already envisioning them as that person. So absolutely, yes. But if you can, it would be all promotions. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
For example, like, right now I'm thinking in terms of 2.0, but when thinking about Breon's chart, like the people who are in positions, like, let me just use an example. So for example, if I was looking at Breon's chart and I'm looking at maybe a triple diamond chart, if depending on the conversation that Toya and I are having, since Travia is a promotion, I may look at that instead of looking at Toya. Do you get what I'm saying? If I was looking at Breon's triple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's, okay, for those of y'all who are like, what in the world? We're talking about a higher level retention instead of promotion. So this may be above some people's heads. So when you're working in the land of retention, it's funner when there's promotions. All right. It's so much more fun to promote than reload. And so if I'm working on a double diamond reload, I want to do it with promotions. So I'm going to put a new diamond in the spot. I'm going to put a new emerald over on the left because I'm not going to, and I want you to do the same thing. If you're reloading emerald, put 2 new rubies on the chart. That's fun. Like, reloading is a blessing. It'd be like, yes, I reloaded. But it's even more of a blessing when you reload it because you popped a new executive. Y'all get what I'm saying? So make it fun. So yes, that was a good question. So I would go January would be my emerald. February would be, I guess I need to be quiet and drink, huh, Brian? So again, printing those four charts. And then it would be the jump kind of similar to what we were talking about with Brittany. For February, I'm going to press the envelope, okay? Because there's money on the table. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. So I'm going to put double on there. But that's just because there is a bonus on the table. Now, if you just go diamond, bro, you still get $10,000, you know? But I would go for the double. And honestly, like the amount of people in the volume is nothing compared to what we used to do back in the day. Nothing. So I would put down that double for February, and then it would be same as what I told Brittany. So in that next month would be a growth month for me. It would not be, in all honesty, it just would not be a promotion month for me. It would be a pop-in promotions month for me to build my volume and to solidify my structure so that I walk into triple diamond in April, excuse me. All right, I'm gonna do ruby to diamond real quick, and then I'm gonna hand it over. So we're gonna do ruby to diamond. So let's just say you're a ruby right now. You're going ruby this month. So this is for somebody who like, I'm not even promoted, okay? Didn't even promote not once yet. So we're gonna say for January, your goal is to promote to ruby. So it doesn't matter where you are right now. Your goal is to promote to ruby. So getting those 3 boxes and filling in that volume one loyal at a time. And in all honesty, if you have not gotten your 6 at this point, it's okay to pause and move because you're not promoting to diamond this month. You don't need them. So right now, I'm giving you permission for every loyal you sign, have a conversation with your upline and move it down. So now, for right now, move all your loyal customers, but talk to your upline first. So knock the boxes off. And if I were you to make it fun, have that ruby focus on one person that you can help go executive or start working on executive. Right? So February would be hold on, I'm looking at something. All right. So this is hard to go from April. I'm struggling because I'm going to tell you to go diamond next month. At least because the bonuses are on the table. But let's just say, I'm going to just say, okay, you're not that super ambitious. Yes, it is. You're not that super ambitious. So we're going to say you're going emerald because you're still going to get a bonus. Okay. So we're going to say emerald. So you're going to go emerald next month. And because you started working on your executive, now you automatically know who one of your rubies are. But you could even, you should kind of have an envision of who both of your rubies are come by the end of this month. And you should be working to be boxed for emerald. It would really be nice to be boxed for the rank that you want prior to the month that you're promoting to it. So if you're going emerald in February, be boxed this month. If you're going diamond in March, be boxed in February. Don't stop waiting to be boxed the month that you're going. Because that's when it comes to the point where you're pulled between, am I signing distributors or am I signing loyals? And then you feel all over the place. Where you literally could be helping these distributors develop and doing your normal things where you're completing your steps to success. Instead of feeling all imbalanced and all over the place. So if you're going emerald next month and getting that $5,000 bonus, but you're being boxed for diamond, I would focus on like going emerald. I would focus on going emerald with like 3 rubies instead of 2. And it could be a ruby in each leg, y'all. Stop letting your 400 box be a 400 box. Put somebody there that's going to grow. Have them go executive. Y'all, my 400 box on my 2.0, she going ruby this month. Like that's the goal. getting that $300 bonus. And you like, it's a week, and that don't mean nothing. That means nothing. So that would be that, 3 rubies. And then going over to March, I would work on a climb. So this would be a build. I would say go, this is plenty of time to go diamond. So it might have, this is, I don't think you need April. You could be double, but like, let's just say that you want to build, whatever. Or your ruby fell off and they're not ready to move towards emerald. So then this will be the same thing. Focus on 3 new rubies or 2 new rubies. Your reload for your, because you got to validate your emerald anyway. Your reload will be so easy. Y'all, you have to get into a mindset that you're willing to release people. Release them. If they don't want to go emerald, don't make them go emerald. If they're not recruiting, then they don't need to be your emerald. Because baby, you're going to have to recruit for them for life. I'm not playing. You will. And then when you take your hand off of them because they're not, and they realize they're not recruiting, then they're going to be like, oh, she left me. No. She tried to give you some help, but you never caught on. So if you have a ruby that you want to be the emerald, but they're not connecting and recruiting, then that would be your month to build a new ruby. And that build will reload your emerald, y'all, the volume, because the volume from her build is not going to fall apart that fast. This is the residual aspect of all of that. Thank you, Jesus. Does that make sense? So that's that in between where people are like, that's that in between where it's like, well, I don't know what to do because she don't want to go to the next level, or she's not showing that she's ready to go to the next level. Build a new ruby. This is the pivot. And you never know, that new ruby might be like, girl, I'm going emerald, what's up? Because they can recruit, because you finally are at a different place because they can actually recruit. You so used to somebody who doesn't recruit that you've gone at this slow pace, but you pivot and you give somebody attention who's actually willing to recruit. It makes it so much easier because you're not the only person filling the chart. So you can go faster because you're not doing it alone. That makes sense? Yeah. I think a lot of times if people will release people and let go, that you'd feel better. And then if you would actually go at the actual pace that you want to go at instead of going at the pace of your team, that's a word for somebody. Go at the pace that you want to go at, not the pace of your team. That's real. Always be approachable. Always be somebody who, no matter what pace they're going at, they know that they can get help, but you got to go. Like, you have to go. And you got to prepare for what you pray for. We talk about this all the time. But let's just say they do drop triple and Prez and ambassador bonuses come April. And now all of a sudden you want to go presidential, and it's like you dragged your feet the other 3 months because you let your team run your pace. So it's okay. And it's okay if they come in and they're super confused and don't understand. That's okay too. I promise you, they keep coming around, they're gonna understand. It's gonna make more sense. When they get their paycheck, they're gonna be like, oh, okay. Yep. Just glad I listened. And I promise you, that's what the squad was like. They was the team back then. They was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna keep winning. I'm gonna keep winning because a winner don't quit on themselves. Yeah, I'm just a little rusty on that one. It's okay. Be the distributor that you win your business, and that's period. Anybody got any questions? Comments?
I was just gonna say I can attest to this method. When I went triple diamond, this is what Rachel had me do, and it just gave so much clarity, and it also gave such clear benchmarks where you're able to see the wins within the big wins, which also encouraged me, but also helped my focus, because when I was always just looking at the big chart, I would struggle with focus, and so it gave me focus within the focus. So I knew how to focus on things step by step. It wasn't that I was being diminished at what I could do. I just needed to give myself clarity, and that clarity, it made my business, because it is still business, and so when we're walking it out in faith, there's this faith, and then there's this wisdom that goes along with the faith. And so, it's the reason I went triple, because I was able to see my business in phases, and each month it was clear. It was clear on what had to be done going forth. And so it's a very, very, very great method, because you can see the reality of your business. And so I wasn't hoping for the best. I was seeing what my best was at each phase. And like she said, at each point, even when I wasn't going triple, I was still growing. I was still getting more cabs. I was still seeing an increase. I was able to see who clearly wanted to work, but I also was able to see that, okay, yeah, you reloaded diamond, but the 400 boxes are kind of lacking, and I can never go to the next place if you'd have to have the 400 box. So congratulations, you reloaded, your diamond, but that was just off of just residual work, which is good. We want residual, but if I don't grow the residual to solid things, it won't get me to the next level. And so I think one thing that really helped is saying, this is not diminishing what can be done. This is making it clear what I have to do. So it's even a method I started all over again for my next journey. And so I was appreciative of it. So like she said, if I was you, I would go print out the chart, the highlighter method, and all of those things. It's like, oh, it makes it so clear, and it makes the goal not seem so far away, because I can see. It's like having a map, you know what I mean? Where it does no good to have a map and you only can see the end location. It's just like, oh, okay, but where do I go before I get there? And so I was just testifying to this method, and I went triple in 2018. So it was helpful. And that was the first thing she was like, all right, pull out the emerald chart. I was like, wait, who? Yeah, pull out the emerald chart. And it worked. So I'm excited to do it now on the way to presidential.
That's so good. So even if you have not went executive, but you're looking at Ruby, you pull out the executive and Ruby chart for this month. And I'm going to tell you this, looking at the executive chart makes you see people for what they are. So for example, you'll be like, well, I got these 3 legs. You can only pick 2. So which 2 we rocking with? You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, well, should I put volume here or should I put volume here? Now, everybody can't circumvent a chart like that, which is why I say send it to your upline. But it comes to a certain point where you have to learn this, where you're telling your upline, these are the 2 boxes that I'm rocking with for my executive. And then we'll start pushing volume to that 3rd box or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you won't feel all over the place. It makes you realize what you're really, really looking at. It says, I'm able to see the best at each phase. So it really shows you who's flourishing. Like if you have a 400 box that is at like 800, that's clear. That's a Ruby. You know what I'm saying? Like that's very clear. You can see that, So that was good. It was really good. It was really good. Yeah, so yep. And your structure matters, because you can't move on to the next rank if you don't have the people in position. It's not going to happen, and then you'll feel all over the place because your chart is all over the place. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It helps big time. If this person won't run an auto shipment and they're not commission qualified, they're not the Ruby on your next chart. Unless, this is like a 1%er, unless, like circumvential. Is that a word? Circumvential. That's pretty cool. Circumvential. I'm finna start my own dictionary. Woo, Jesus. I am college educated, just in case y'all was wondering.
It's the word. It's your word.
Right, my word. So that's like a case that's not normal, where you would actually use somebody. And if you do use somebody, you don't use them the next month. That's not smart. You would not use that same person next month. That person moves to a 400 box, or you begin to work with somebody who's underneath them and bump them up. Rachel, that's more work. You a lie. You had to make somebody commission qualified. That's more work, sweetie. That's more work when you have somebody right here who's willing to run an auto shipment and can recruit because they're active. Yeah. All right. Anybody got any other questions about that? Or doing it? Everybody gonna go print out all their charts? Yeah. All of them. So if your goal is to be, I would even say break this down to February. And April is Ambassador 2.0, but I want you to know that we're running through February. You just get rewarded really nice. And I'm gonna tell you to pace yourself. If you cannot push the envelope, if you're not about that life, pace yourself for the April goal. What are you on? And maybe you should text your upline and see what they are on the Ambassador 2.0 chart. What kind of volume contribution are they giving when it comes to the bigger goal? Because then that'll help you. So for example, if Brittany says, well, I'm going presidential by that date, then she may say, okay, I need a triple and I need a diamond and a double. And you are underneath this double leg by this date, need you to be emerald. And so you may print ruby, emerald, and executive. You know what I'm saying? And say, okay, well, I'm going to knock off executive this month and get these two boxes down to get these two boxes at 400 by the end of this month, so I can promote to executive and be prepared for my ruby and then be prepared for my emerald. Because even thinking about that, an executive may have about 1,000 in volume, whereas a ruby has to have 2,000 in volume, but in order to go emerald, you need to have 5,000. And you actually really probably will have more than 5,000 when it all is said and done. And so that build from 2,000 to 5,000 may be bigger than what you don't want to stress if you're like, I just want to be on a pace of grace. Well, baby, be on a pace of grace and pace yourself to be at that emerald by February 28th or by April or whatever. Yes, Courtney, for real. That's real life, because that's really what it all boils down to. It's a decision. It's really a decision, and being around people who don't allow you to quit. And I think these next 90 days and declarations of hope and fasting and praying and I'm gonna, let me say this and then I'm gonna hand it over to you, Brittany. Some of you guys gave what you're giving up for let me explain it real quick, and I'm gonna explain it again on the team meeting. So the first thing that you pick, you will be giving up for the entire 90 days. The entire 90 days, but it will be the only thing you're giving up for the first 30 days. And then come day 31, you will add on to whatever it is that you picked. So the next thing that you pick will be for 60 days, because it'll be day 31 through 90. I don't know if it did make sense. And then the last thing will only be for 30 days. Do not do this based on your comfort. Like, I ain't going without coffee for 90 days, so Jesus will do it the last 30. Okay? Praise him. Don't do that. Do not do that. Like, I promise y'all, God has told y'all what to give up. He told you. And some of y'all like negative talking the whole 90 days. And that might be your thing. Like, I ain't hating. That might be your thing, but God said something else along with that negative talking. He was like, that's it, Jesus, not that one. Yep, I'm gonna pick that one. Yep. She said one thing. No, God told you to. He told you, yeah. He told you to. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna help y'all just for a second. We on day one. So go ahead and reevaluate. You're gonna be all right. I promise you, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna pray. We're gonna ask God, the Lord, for help. We're gonna ask him for help. I get it. But this reminds me, I was just telling him this morning, this is when I wanted to get my Chipotle back. I gave up Chipotle. I don't even remember how long it was. I said I was gonna give it up until I went presidential. And I don't even know how long it was, but eventually I gave in and I was like, praise the Lord. I still went presidential because his grace is sufficient. But And I don't even know. Yeah, I was eating Chipotle like 3-4 times a week. It was crazy. It was on my throne. It was my comfort. It was like what Pastor Ty was talking about last night. If y'all haven't watched the new transformation, go. Oh, that one was so good. Oh, it was good. It was good. But he was talking about, I mean, it goes back to the 24 ever and what's on the throne of your heart. What do you run to when you're discomforted? You cannot do that in this season. So when y'all get stressed out in business or in relationships or in life right now, what do you run to? That's probably your 90-dayer. What do you grab? What is it? Or what do you do? Do you Netflix and chill? Netflix need to go. Like, you done with TV for the next 90 days. Maybe you start praying and ask the Lord for help. And read your Bible. I don't know. Is it chips? Like, do you go run and grab some snacks when you feel overwhelmed? Then that's probably what needs to go. And you need to tell somebody. Tell your spouse. If you live with somebody, tell the person you live with. Like, and ask them to do it with you. Like, babe, I need support. That's what I told somebody this morning. Tell your husband, I need support because I know I can't do this by myself. So can you do it with me so you can be my support partner? For real. So cursing can't, yeah, I mean, it can. But that, you're going to have to ask the Lord to help you with that. I couldn't stop cussing. Who know? It was every three, no, I'm talking about no me. Okay. If every other word, it was a cuss word. Okay. Like, I couldn't help myself. I can't help it. I just can't. Like, no more. That's deliverance. Okay. That was not me saying I'm giving it up. That was even with weed. You talking about no weed for 90 days? Boo. You need to ask Jesus for deliverance. Like, I could not stop that stuff on my own. That wasn't a give up for me. That was a God, take it. Like, you have to take it. So I don't know if that's necessarily your thing. Like, it might be something that's connected to the weed that you need to give up. And then you just need to pray for deliverance. And that's just personally, because I don't even know if you want to put that on yourself, because you're going to set yourself up for failure because you can't do that. He can. Only God can do it. Only God can do. Y'all know that song? He's the only one. Okay. All right, Brittany, take over.
Oh man, thanks, Rachel. So like she was saying, moving through the ranks, making sure that you hit every rank, even on the way to, if you're reloading or promoting or whatever, like that is so true. When I tell y'all, it makes reloading like flawless. Like, it makes sure that you don't have to even worry about, reloading your highest rank, and you can literally move on to coaching new people and focus on other people thriving and flourishing. And once we focus on helping people get what they want, we automatically get what we want. So that's how we're able to shift the focus from, oh, I need, and oh, let me help this mom with whatever her why is. That's the point of forward movement. So I love it. I'm so excited. Like, I was telling them this morning, I was like, man, like, I'm just so pumped. So pumped, so excited. So right now, everybody should be looking, especially since she gave the benchmarkers and we've been writing down where we're going to end by January and setting ourselves up for February. Like, now is the time. This is the last week. And I want to tell you this, like, a week in It Works time, like, anything can happen. Like, anything can happen. So take the limits off. Like, anything can happen. A week is like a month in It Works time. Like you got time to definitely go Ruby, no matter where you are right now. You got time. So it's time to look at where you are. And like she was saying, so if you are Ruby, like if you're going to end as a Ruby, but you're going Emerald or walking into Diamond next month, as a person that has reloaded their Ruby, so I'll Missionia, if you don't mind me using you, I'm gonna use you. So Missionia, she is definitely going Emerald next month, if not Diamond. But she's reloading her Ruby probably today that Ruby will be reloaded. But what we're going to focus on is definitely one of her rubies now going executive, if not both. Like looking at that and looking at your chart and looking at your organization and looking at what you have and seeing what you can do this week to be that much closer to your ending or to your goal or setting yourself up for February. So we're definitely pushing an executive promotion out from her one of her rubies walking into, or when we're looking at her emerald chart, if that makes sense. And we're gonna push the envelope depending on where it is. And I'm telling you, like, if we can do it, both of the rubies are gonna go executive, just to be in a good place and a good standing for next month, so that you don't feel exhausted, like Stephanie said. So you can just walk, you can take your days of rest. Like, you know, the work that you've done, proper planning prevents poor performance. So this is the point where you need to plan properly so that you can execute and perform moving forward. So I really want you guys to really look at where you are, look at what you have, and see what is the next step that you can execute to have you in the position to be that much closer and set up for where we're going February, March, and April. But I'm excited. I am like super excited, guys. I'm excited. So does anybody want to share, like, anybody know, anybody look? Because I know I gave Miss Shania as an example, and I'll give myself as an example. So what I'm doing, okay, so I know my 3 legs. So Rachel asked, do you know your 3 legs? So I know my 3 legs. So promotion, definitely in 2 of my 3 legs. So I'm going triple February 28th. So by February 28th, February 26th, I'll be a triple diamond. So I have 3 legs. One of my legs is definitely going to reload and have a promotion. The other leg, the second leg, is going to have a promotion, if not 2. And then the third leg, my new diamond leg, she's going to go at least executive, if not ruby. So just setting yourself up. So does anybody know, and is anybody looked at that and already came up with a plan? Or anybody willing to unmute and be an example?
I'm not gonna leave you hanging there.
Oh, my bad. Go
on ahead, Maya.
Oh, okay. I don't have my camera on. I'm looking real crazy, but I'm here though. But okay. So my goal, well, for the end of this month, is to go. I'm gonna say diamond. It was emerald, but I do know who my 3 legs are, and my goal is to help one of those legs go ruby. Well, 2 of them need to go ruby for the emerald, but I know Lillian wants to go emerald for sure, and I know Shatara, she wants to go ruby. And then I just had Paige, who she went executive already. Yes. But whoever else is willing to promote, I'm definitely willing to help them. But yeah.
Yes, push that envelope. Diamond can definitely happen. Look, y'all killing it over there. So the one that went executive already, she's going ruby.
Yeah, she's set up for her ruby right now.
So y'all making
she's boxed in for her ruby. So I honestly need 1,000 for my, like, about like 1,000 for my emerald. She needs maybe like, I can't remember exactly, but she's real close to her ruby. She needs to close out 1 more box.
Okay. And so is that the ruby that's going to take you to emerald? Amaya?
Okay, the ruby that takes me to emerald. I need to take me to emerald, but she is going to be one of them that takes me to emerald.
Okay.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
It was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my wife might be tripping.
Oh, she's 5:53. Yes, y'all closing that out today. Amaya, girl. You are killing it.
I'm excited.
I'm
Thank
excited for
you.
you and your squad. That is so exciting. Come on, get that 5K.
Thank you. I will, for sure.
So exciting. Straight beast on these streets. Like, I can't wait. Look, Travia on prelims. I need to be on there when Amaya open up her shit for prelims. Don't leave me out. I need to see this reaction.
I will hit you up. I had to turn my camera off for a minute because I'm over here just antsy. Like, I'm antsy. I had to turn off my camera, but I'm excited for her. Like, they're working really hard. So it's happening today. Like, she slide right into that emerald. So
that is so exciting. One thing that I was very, very excited about when it came to conference is not being in a place of needing to receive necessarily. Now, the content was super great and I got something out of it. And like Rachel said, like, this was the best content. And it might be like, yeah, just because of the place that we are, but this was the best content as far as conference is concerned. And just being in a place to definitely get a perspective shift or just, my fire reignited, but not be in a place where, oh, I need conference to give me something to work my business. Like, such an amazing place to be in, like not feeling like, oh, I need to get something, like really being in a place to just, get what I need, but like be in a place to really coach my team and then not be about me and me getting something, but like really just being there and focusing on my squad, like really winning and grabbing and like it really truly helps you. Like you automatically get what you want when you help enough people get what they want. And like Rachel said, I'm so excited for the way that the bonuses are set up because it really brings out what this is all about. And so how many people can you help? Like, especially for us vets, like who are you helping go Ruby? I mean, who are you helping go Emerald to get this 5K? And even if you knew, like Amaya, man, she about to, how long you been in here, Amaya?
I joined September 14th. So yeah, my 4-month anniversary just passed like a week or 2 ago.
4 months in the game and her squad about to like snatch up these bonuses. Like it doesn't matter how long you've been here. Like who can you rally up and y'all change our lives together. Like that's what it was when we sat in that room. Like, bro, we didn't know what we were doing. We just was like, we about to change our lives. Like if they can do it, we don't really know. We gonna figure it out. He didn't double these bonuses and we don't know. We don't know how, but we know that it's going to happen. Like we just know that we're about to change our lives. And so it's just really a matter of rallying some people up who really want to change their lives and not being married to the people who have been here, feeling some type of way. Like you cannot leave people behind. You have to get up. It's just like we had talked about, I want to say on a Monday meetup, 7:30, I don't know, something. And just not rewarding bad behavior. So like not paying attention to your kid falling out when you know you don't want them falling out. Like, okay, either you gonna get up and you gonna walk with me or I'm finna leave you. And it's not like, it's not like that. Like you get up and come, but I'm not going to walk back and validate you falling out and having a temper tantrum, So man, I'm just excited. I'm excited.
You said that like you the expert.
You chopped the screw, Andrea. Not for real. Type it in the comments, boo.
I said you said that like you was an expert with kids. I'm in the grocery store.
Well, all my friends, I done sat back and watched all my friends be parents. And there's some great parents. So I'm excited. Who got something? Anybody want to share it in this excitement with me for the last 5 minutes? Like, I just know I'm going somewhere.
I
Oh,
do.
I want to share.
Oh, go ahead.
okay. Both of y'all, take it away.
Oh, okay. So I listen. I'm so excited. This was my first conference, and it was nothing under amazing. Okay, like
Mm.
I knew like guys doing something because I sat both days. I sat there and I watched like. I blocked everything that was going to be a distraction for me, and I watched. I took notes, and it was amazing. So I'm currently a Ruby right now, or yeah, a Ruby. And I know I want to help my DT Adair get to executive in Ruby because in order for me to go diamond, I need a Ruby and I need an executive. But like Rachel said, well, she's the only one that's working on my chart or on my team. So, I have to go with well who's working and who's ambition and who really wanted. And I'm just excited because when I say God about to listen, blow my mind, this business, he about to blow my mind. I'm so excited. Um, but I did get a little confused with the charts. I don't know, maybe somebody can help me. But I'm excited, y'all. I'm so excited to be on this team. I was so excited to watch it with you guys. And I'm excited to see what God not only gonna do for me, but for you guys as well.
Hey, good morning, y'all. I just want to tell y'all this. Do not sleep on the power of your reload volume. Like, that is how we're getting ready to reload this diamond this month. I'm not concerned about what it says right now in eSuite where the paid as rank is, because we're less than 5,000 in volume away from the diamond reload. Okay, let me tell you, you get paid based on the volume. Okay, let me tell you, chase the bank, not the rank. Like, you get paid off of the volume you bring into this business. That's why you probably keep hearing people say, like, I want to go this rank with the reload volume. Like, that's so clutch, y'all. Like, when I really, really began to understand what that means, like, oh, it takes that feeling of like, okay, well, this person is not working off, but this person is so close to it. Let me just help them fill that box up. Like, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good. And I'm really excited to see where this team goes in the next 90 days. So if y'all not fasting, you better figure out what you're going to do, because we don't want you to be left in the wind, and we going and we'll go without you. So figure out what you need to do. We don't want to, but we will. All right. So that's all I want to say.
Yes, Britt, it does make clutch. That's why moving through each rank every month is so important. That's what puts you in that position, is you move through each rank every month. We all start at 0 and you reload each rank every month. That's why she said we don't skip ranks, because that sets you up to be in the position that Brittany is talking about right now. So it's so important to always move through the ranks. And it's been plenty of times I'll be like, Rachel, look, this $400 is gonna be at like 1,000 by the 25th. Like, do I really need to move loyals there? And it's like, you need to work with the $400 or you need to fill it, like, or enroll somebody new. It doesn't matter. Like, you still need to move through the ranks. It doesn't matter where it's going to be at the end of the month. You still need to move through the ranks. And like, that has been so instrumental for me. But yes, I am super, super excited. It is the 11 o'clock hour. We do have the 11 to 1 right after this, the open office or whatever, but I'm super excited with these codes on the table. Nobody should really not be boxed in for where you want to be, like, especially for the end of February. But I would say even push it for the April 28th goal, like, be boxed in. Like, these codes is 21,000 codes. Get what you can get as close to where you can go, and help your team. Like, you don't have to be the only person boxed in. Teach that duplication. That's where duplication comes in, so that you're not the only one filling the chart. But definitely get while the getting is good. Like, set yourself up. Like, that's what I want you guys to really look at. How can you set yourself up? How can you set yourself up? How can you stay ready so that you do not have to get ready? Stay ready so that you do not have to get ready. So set yourself up, plan properly so that you can execute. So I'm excited, but let's go ahead and I'm gonna pray us out. Woo! Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing us to come together this morning and to just go over everything and plan properly for what it is that we have been praying to you for. You know, you always say prepare for what you pray for, and you will not, we know that you will not give us anything that we are not ready for, because you do not desire for us to be hurt in the midst of getting something that we were not ready to steward well. So we just come to you grateful for allowing us to be the team to walk it out and do what it is that you have set for us, or set for your people on this earth, allowing us to be the example and show people how to get money your way, God's way. We don't take it lightly. We don't take it lightly that you have called us to walk in such greatness. And we're just super excited to do your work here on earth. We ask that you give us strength. We ask that you give us clarity. We ask that you give us the discernment, the wisdom, the courage, the grit to reach out to the people that you have placed in our path, to do the work that we have to do here. It's time to build the wall. It's time to build the wall. And we're just excited to take on whatever it is that you have called us to. So in your son's mighty name, we pray. Amen. All right, guys.
Amen.